female baboon is experiencing the most sacred moment of her life, giving birth. Sitting amidst a patch of dry grass, she lets out soft groans of pain, but her eyes remain sharp, alert, scanning her surroundings. At last, the tiny newborn arrives, pink, slick, and fragile. Without hesitation, the mother gently cradles her baby to her chest, her breath trembling, but full of love. Amid the silence of the ancient forest, the instinct of motherhood transforms her into a warrior. Her eyes dart constantly, ears perked, listening to even the faintest sound. In this moment, she's no longer just a weak creature after labor. She is a living fortress, guarding a brand new life. But in the wild, there is always something waiting. At the base of a nearby tree, a shadow slithers up the trunk. A leopard. Its golden eyes are locked onto the scene. It's not rushing. It doesn't need to. It's already caught the scent of blood, the scent of vulnerability. The baboon mother is still unaware. She's focused solely on the new boras, trembling, tiny, still blind. But a sudden instinct kicks in. She lifts her head, eyes wide, looking around. The forest seems to hold its breath. 1 second, then 2. No sound, no movement. But danger is already near. Suddenly, the leopard bursts out from the bushes. No more hesitation, no more stalking. It launches itself like a living arrow, cold eyes locked in, claws at the ready. But the mother baboon is ready too. In a split second, driven by instinct, she leaps up, clutching her newborn tight, and lets out a scream that echoes through the forest. The entire troop hears it. Calls respond from above, bouncing across the trees. She doesn't back down. She snarls and charges at the leopard, fur bristling, eyes blazing like fire. A swipe misses her, barely. The sheer ferocity of her reaction catches the predator off guard. Just a few seconds, but enough? Enough for the males in the troop to drop from the trees and rush to her aid. Wasting no time, the mother baboon bounds up the tree, baby still held close. Agile, determined, she climbs higher, each step swift and deliberate, as if mapped out in advance. Behind her, the leopard isn't giving up. It follows, gripping the trunk with razor-sharp claws, muscles rippling beneath its dappled coat. The baboon mother reaches the canopy. No more room, no way out. She glances around, then jumps from one treetop to another, holding her baby close. Branches whip past beneath them. The leopard jumps too. It's agile, fast, and relentless. Branches crack beneath the chase, but she's not alone. From the surrounding trees, male baboons join in. They howl, shake branches, and rain debris down on the predator. The leopard is surrounded. It turns, weaving, trying to escape, but the baboons won't let up. Now, the hunt has flipped. The leopard halts, trapped in the tangled branches, surrounded on all sides, above, below. In front, male baboons closing in, screaming and growling, daring it to move. The leopard growls low, back arched, teeth bared, eyes unblinking. It's not afraid, but it knows. It's trespassing on enemy ground. A male baboon strikes first, leaping down from above, aiming straight at the leopard. The leopard dodges. It twists mid-air, slashing with a paw, tearing into the baboon's shoulder. A cry of pain echoes, but the troop doesn't back down. They surge forward, wave after wave, some from the front, others from behind. The leopard fights back furiously, twisting, leaping, striking, growling. fur flies. Leaves rain down. Branches shake violently, ready to snap. But the odds are no longer in its favor. The numbers have tipped the scale. Then, in a brief moment of distraction, the leopard makes its move. It springs forward, a powerful leap through the narrow gap between the branches. It doesn't miss. Its claws snatch a young baboon clinging weakly to a low branch. A scream rips through the forest. The mother baboon rushes in, but it's too late. The leopard bolts with its prize, gliding along the tree trunks like a shadow, vanishing into the green depths of the jungle. It runs straight toward its den, where two leopard cubs are tumbling in the underbrush, playing, but it doesn't know. A male baboon had been following closely, ever since that split-second escape. Fast, fearless, and then, just as the mother leopard lowers the baboon's body to the ground, whoosh, the male baboon dives from the treetops. One precise snatch. He grabs one of the leopard cubs and launches himself back into the trees. A scream of pure agony erupts behind him. The mother leopard's cry echoes through the forest. She gives chase, frenzied, desperate. But this time, it's her turn to taste despair. The hunt isn't over. The mother leopard, eyes blazing like fire, races after the baboon who stole her cub. No longer a proud predator, now just a desperate mother, fighting to reclaim her flesh and blood. The baboon leaps from branch to branch, through the forest, then bolts into the open, where the sun scorches and the sand burns. Alone, he keeps running. In his arms, the leopard cub, weak, struggling. Behind him, the leopard mother follows close. Her leaps slice through the wind. But she's not the only one. A whole troop of male baboons trail behind, racing across the ground, climbing rocks, screeching in high-pitched warning calls. Dust rises into the desert air, and then, from the distance, the thunder of hooves. A herd of buffalo storms in dozens of massive beasts, muscles rippling, curved horns gleaming. They're just moving through, but now caught in chaos. The mother leopard charges through them. The baboon doesn't stop either. One buffalo, enraged, smashes into a tree trunk, sending dust flying skyward. Growls, screams, thundering hooves. In the red haze of dust, baboons, leopards, and buffalo merge into a whirlwind of confusion. Who's the hunter? Who's the prey? It all blurs together. The baboon weaves through the buffalo like a gray shadow slipping through a storm. He jumps, dodges, slides through narrow gaps between the furious animals. The mother leopard stays close, reckless, fearless, charging past hooves and horns just to get her cub back. But the buffalo don't forgive. A deafening roar, a brutal strike. The leopard is thrown, tumbling across the dry sand. Her claws scrape the ground, but her eyes never leave the baboon disappearing with her child. She gets up, limping. Blood seeps from her front leg. But she can't go on. It's too late. The baboons are already gone, swallowed back into the forest. She stops. Under the blazing sun and a blood-red dusk, the mother leopard stands still, powerless. In the wild, where instinct is the law, and the line between life and death is razor-thin, the bond between a mother and her child remains one of the most sacred forces of all. Whether deep in the forest or in the heart of the city, motherhood is a silent language that transcends species. This story isn't just about the harshness of nature. It's a reminder to us, as humans, of the value of life, of love, of courage, and of sacrifice. If this moved you, please give it a like and share it with fellow nature lovers. Drop a comment below and let us know how this story made you feel. And don't forget to subscribe to Wildlife Documentary Hub, where we bring you the rawest, most powerful moments from the wild. Thank you for joining us. See you on the next journey.